Hi and welcome to the Roast Recap, the episode where we look back at all the news of the week. It's kind of like drunk dialing your ex because you're feeling nostalgic about the good old days. I'm gonna call my ex.
No, Tom. You made me promise to stop you.
Get off it, Dave. Maybe she hates her new family. Hello. I love you.
If you're wondering why grown men were trying to impress Russell Crowe by chasing after a ball, the Rugby League Grand Final was on last night. The South Sydney Rabbitohs beat the Canterbury Bulldogs in what has been described as a fairy tale victory. Specifically, that fairy tale where some people get carried off on a stretcher. This is the first premiership the Rabbitohs have won since 1971, back when Billy McMahon was Prime Minister, Daddy Cool was still in the charts, and Rupert Murdoch was only 80 years old. Undoubtedly, South's players will be partying well into the night. Have fun, boys. Just remember, drinks go in the mouth, urine goes in the toilet. The Bureau of Meteorology, where the weather isn't just small talk, it's life, baby, is going to stop using certain terminology in its weather reports. The words isolated, patchy and widespread have been deemed too vague, meaning they're being replaced by new terminology that's easier for the audience to understand. But if the Bureau really wanted to update their weather reports for today's audiences, they'd sound like this. And if we look at tomorrow's forecast, rain is going to be a thing. Old mate WA is going to get all the wind ever. There's a cold front that's throwing serious shade at Darwin. Adelaide's weather has swag. And Sydney will be trolled by a low pressure system, but that should transition to an adorkable amount of sunshine by the weekend. And finally, Victoria's weather, this. The Bureau of Meteorology plans to replace the current descriptors with more direct words like slight, medium or high. The changes will especially impact Australia's highly trained weather presenters. I'm sorry, I mean former Miss Universe contestants reading an auto cue. Instagram, the photo sharing app that's making people's lives look better than yours one filter at a time, has introduced advertising into the photo feeds of Australian users. 9 brands are on board for the launch, including Vegemite, Ben & Jerry's, McDonald's and Philadelphia Cream Cheese, meaning there will finally be some photos of food on Instagram. Instagram ads will feature the word sponsored instead of the usual words accompanying a post. Hashtag blessed, hashtag no filter, hashtag validate me. In an effort to make sure the ads don't look out of place, each is being vetted by co-founder Kevin Systrom, and I'm sure he'll be casting a discerning eye over each.
Boss, got an ad from Vegemite, needs to be vetted by you.
Okay, are they paying us?
Yes.
I love it! And finally, a South Sydney Rabbitohs fan flashed his penis on live television yesterday. Seeing a dick on television is nothing new, of course. Channel 10 shows one every Sunday morning at 10. For the roast, I'm Mark Humphries.
Honestly, it's fine. I'm fine now. I won't do it, I promise. I'll put it away, all right? It's all good now. Okay, let's just tie that on. Fly, my feathered mailman.
Tom, no!
I'll always find a way. Now, this week it was revealed that Greg Hunt, Environment Minister and guy who's watching the environment die along with the rest of us, ignored expert advice that linked bushfires to climate change, opting instead for evidence sourced from the world's freest and most unreliable encyclopedia, Wikipedia. So what happened to Greg Hunt? Did Tony Abbott happen? Nick explained it all in his flipbook.
I'm gonna go into politics to change the world. Mr. Abbott, I want to tax big polluters. What were you saying about a tax? No tax. I am yours, master. Mr. Hunt, why do you keep ignoring us? I thought you wanted to change the world. The world changed me. It's too late. Abbott's already got to him. Looks like we're on our own. Change world. Ooh.
Here's my impression of a climate skeptic zombie. Rainfall levels are cyclical and reflect large pattern weather events that are not created by man. Of course, the biggest problem with climate skeptic zombies is that they go around biting a bunch of people, and before you know it, everyone in Australia thinks the world is cooling, which means the future is not looking bright for our young scientists.
Here's your ticket out of the country. Well done, congratulations. PhD in marine biology. Well, I'm going to suggest you study coral reefs in a country that gives a shit. I'm going to say Germany? Good. I'm here at a graduation ceremony helping these bright sparks get the hell out of this dead-end country.
What?
Oh, well, if you stay here, all of your years of research will be ignored in favour of a website arseholes use at dinner parties to prove people wrong. There you go. You see, I've taken the initiative of sorting out a better life for these obsolete, fact-filled academics. In Australia, they have a future about as bright as a shit in a cave, because the Australian government has developed a habit of firing them, and then the ones they keep on, they ignore. It's as if the government has a weird, erotic fetish getting turned on by paying people to utter scientific facts they don't want to hear. And that's why we can definitely say that anthropogenic global warming will increase the intensity and frequency of bushfires.
Oh, I hate it! More.
Wait.
Oh,
Yep.
I'm going to ignore the shit out of this.
Yep, good. Okay. Rising CO2 levels will probably... Ugh. What a terrifying time to be alive. Greg Hunt ignoring meteorologists and the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park Authority losing a bunch of climate experts. Ignoring science isn't a solution. You might as well try to cure cancer by putting duct tape over an oncologist's mouth. There is an upside, though. If we keep firing leading scientists, they'll have nothing to do with their spare time except update Wikipedia. And then Greg Hunt, in his desperate search to avoid facts, might actually stumble on a few. In the meantime, let's just bury our collective head in the desert sands of blissful ignorance. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, shit.
A fiery hellhole! Still, Tony Abbott did say fire is part of the Australian experience, so everyone just needs to get on board Team Hellhole. And over at the ALP, Senator John Faulkner called for reform of his hellhole of a party, an organisation that is permanently stuck in a crippling cycle of self-destruction.
Labor, consider this an intervention.
From you? Oh, Labor.
Look at yourself, Labor. You're a mess. Craig Thompson, Eddie Obeid, Michael Williamson, the Pink Bats, the spill, the second spill, that other spill we thought, and the Royal Commission into Union Corruption. Then there's the self-harm. How many times have you knifed your own back, Labor?
You saying Labor has a problem?
Oh, come on, Tom. Don't pretend like you haven't noticed it. All the time Labor's come home stinking of union money. Oh, they'll tell you they were working late, but you can see the lies in their eyes.
Yeah, and they come back with another man's lipstick on their collar.
I know, buddy. Labor, you've got problems, okay? You're headed towards rock bottom. I'm talking Simon Cream rock bottom. You don't talk to us anymore. You can barely do your job. You're always in court. They keep saying, it's fine, baby, I'm ahead in the polls. But you said the same thing in 1998, and in 2001, and in 2004, and you blew it. And then comes 2007, where you finally grow enough backbone to take the crown. And what do during the first term of the most popular Prime Minister Australia's ever had? You stab him in the back, and you blow it! And now look at you, huh? Throwing around your clever little catchphrases like they're policy alternatives and whining that, ooh, if we were in power, we'd be doing it better. We are not, because you blow it! Now you're playing second fiddle to a billionaire who's become the de facto opposition leader while you lie in a ditch, filling your own pants with your own disgrace. Oh, but what's that? You have to testify in front of ICAC this morning? Well, you can't because you're wearing shit-filled pants and Kate McClimate's gonna write a book about it.
And Nick's book was available in stores, briefly, but it regrettably went the way of Kate McClimate's book.
Kate McClimate's book to be pulped over defamation claims.
And while corruption may have infected the Labor Party, there's another infection that produces even more bile than a Mark Latham diary: Ebola. The Australian government hasn't been as eager to join the fight against Ebola as the fight against ISIS. It's the kind of decision that goes all the way back to their teenage years.
Peanut butter, what did you get?
Roll up.
Oh.
Tony, Julie, come quick. Quessie's in the sick bay. He needs your help.
Who's Quessy?
The exchange student from Sierra Leone. He's sick as.
I'm sorry, but we've got our hands full here.
Guys, there's a massive fight down the road at the Independent School for International Students.
ISIS! I hate those darrows.
Move it on, lose it, Four Eyes.
Well, once you beat those guys, maybe you can come help Quessie?
Nah.
Roll-ups! Man, I haven't had a roll-up in years. That's right. Stuck to the roof of my mouth. It actually stuck to my... Someone help me, it stuck to my mouth!
Tom.
Your ex got the pigeon, and dude, she wants to get back together with you as long as you can say I love you right now. Yeah, I can't understand him. But I'm free Saturday.